Welcome to Inside the Audition, the podcast where we go behind the scenes for a deep dive look into the world of auditions. I'm Joe Lars Larson, creator of Actors Audition Club, an international community helping actors book your dream roles in TV, film, and theater.
And I'm Brandon Knox, actor, producer, and co-host. Each episode, we chat with actors and industry professionals to share their audition experiences, insights, and advice.
We provide actors with actionable tips, strategies, and resources to help you elevate your auditions.
We demystify the often intimidating and misunderstood world of auditions to help you succeed.
So whether you're just starting out on your acting journey or you're a seasoned pro, join our Actors Audition Club members as we go Inside the Audition. Well, hello. Episode 142 of Inside the Audition. I'm Joey Freddie Larson, a.k.a. Joe Lars Larson, a.k.a. Lars Classington, a.k.a. Joe Fred Larson, a.k.a. Joseph Frederick Larson. And this is Brandon Knox, a.k.a. the BK Broiler, a.k.a. Fort Knox, a.k.a. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm excellent. We had a fantastic opening weekend at Comedy Alley on Saturday. Shout out to Jeremy Dobsky and Bob Rubin for starring in that episode. And we got two shows this weekend, which we're going to tease. We might even give away a pair of tickets later. So why don't you stick around to the end of this episode and we'll give away a pair of tickets to Comedy Alley this weekend. We got great shows Fridays and Saturdays. But today we want to continue our series on business, specifically in our case, show business. And we're going to continue sharing some Wedmore wisdom, and we're going to be talking about James Wedmore and his upcoming training, Rise of the Digital CEO, and also his program, Business by Design. I've sent out some emails, and we've been posting a lot about this over the last week. You might have a tinge. Some of our listeners, viewers might be like, this is an acting thing. This is supposed to be about acting and auditions. Why are we talking about business? What has this got to do with me, Lars? Well, it's got everything to do with you because last I checked, every actor, every comedian, every artist is an independent contractor. You are your own business. You are a solo entrepreneur, a solopreneur. And in this day and age, you need to be a digital entrepreneur with the rise of the digital age and the internet. So that's how this applies to you. So, and there's specifically a few things with actors and with artists that are big challenges, especially when it comes to your income. We've shared them a few episodes ago, but I'll rehash some of that. The one of the biggest things is there's a challenge in that most of our income in some shape or form is controlled by gatekeepers, whether it's casting directors, booking agents, producers. It's highly competitive and only one person gets the role or gets the spot, which is challenging in itself to make a living, which is a big reason why you see a lot of actors and artists and comedians working soul-sucking jobs that they don't really care about, whether it's in a restaurant, hospitality industry, or working in call centers. Nothing against those jobs, but you don't want to be doing something every day and every week that you don't want to be doing. So if it's working for you and you enjoy it, great. But if you're looking for something else, then maybe taking a little more control of your own business as an actor, as a comedian, as an artist is an option for you, which is what we're going to talk about today. The second thing or challenge about acting and artist income is most of it depends on you trading your time for money, meaning you only get paid when you are spending time on set or on stage at a gig. Which means it's not scalable. There's only so many days in a week, so many days in a year. So at some point, you're going to reach an income cap based on how many days you're working. And then the third thing, or I would say like obstacle, challenge, roadblock to your income is that most of it is location dependent, meaning not only do you have to be there, but you have to be like somewhere specific, which means maybe you've got travel, you got to physically get somewhere. And I've talked about this on other episodes before. It's like you think about how you spend money. Most of us spend money going boop, 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 boop. And it's just that it's that easy to spend money, zero friction. But the challenge with making money, especially as an artist, is usually the friction in that means, first of all, a gatekeeper needs to give you the job. Then you got to trade time to do it. You have to be there to perform. And then the third thing is there's travel. You might have to travel out of your town, out of your province, state, which can be, hopefully they're covering those expenses, but at the very least, it's your time and energy to travel. So those are three things that cause a lot of friction. So you think of this is how you're spending money, just boop, 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 boop. And then you got to book an audition, you got to travel somewhere. And then usually the other thing in show business, often you're waiting for a check too. So we spend our money instantly with just a couple swipes, but then we're physically waiting for a physical check to be mailed with us. So a lot of friction in making money, not much friction in spending our money. So the way that you can start to balance that out is by creating your own digital business, something that you can start on the side as a side hustle. Maybe it can be your full-time thing eventually, or especially something that really supports your acting career, your performance career. We're not talking about creating a totally separate business that takes you away from your goals and dreams as an actor. We're talking about building a side hustle or bolstering your business with something that is a little more flexible, a little more scalable, something that you can grow, that doesn't depend on gatekeepers, that doesn't depend on you being somewhere, and doesn't depend solely on your time. So that's what we want to talk about today. So we have introduced you to James. Again, I'll give you a reminder. James Wedmore, back in June 2021. So it's been a couple years now. I made a big leap to take back control of my career, especially my income, by making an investment in myself and James' program, Business by Design. And in a nutshell, Business by Design is a rapid growth system of complete roadmaps, or what James likes to call his Lego instruction manuals, that I've been able to use to start, grow, and scale our comedy production company, Laughing Vikings, as well as our online membership Actors Audition Club. And what Business by Design does, it provides step-by-step playbooks for all pieces and phases of your digital business and your business building journey. So I want to share some of the things that that program has helped me with, because our mission here at Laughing Vikings and Actors Audition Club is to uplift, inspire, and empower a global audience by helping actors and comedians share their stories via TV, film, and live performance. So this special series that we're doing on the business of being an actor, being a comedian, being an artist, is to help support you as an actor and help support you as a comedian and help really grow your income. And some of the massive wins that I've been able to have in the last couple of years with Business by Design, James has helped us build a thriving online membership of actors through Actors Audition Club. We help actors shoot their professional auditions without stress, without having tech troubles, without having to bug their family members, so that ultimately they can book more roles in TV, film, and theater. And Actors Audition Club right now, we've got, I believe, 33 members. That brings in a little more than $1,000 a month in passive residual monthly income, as well as anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 a month in our one-on-one audition coaching services. Second thing that he's helped us do is James helped us launch and host a 3-day live workshop. Some of you may remember it. We've done it a couple times, called Audition Hero, where we teach actors how to transform their auditions, book more dream roles, have more impact. And that's been a big success for us. Business by Design has also helped me produce over 80 stand-up comedy shows just right out this door right here in Comedy Alley. And that's something that using Business by Design, we've followed James's plug and play checklists and business processes and help build and optimize our website, also our sales pages. He's helped us with some of our email marketing, our social media marketing, and those shows brought in an extra $15,000 in additional revenue for us, and also have created work for over 100 professional stand-up comedians here in Toronto. So that's something I'm really proud of. We've also followed BBD's systems to help produce, promote, and grow our weekly podcast, one that you're listening or watching right now. This is our 142nd episode. And the podcast helps us grow our audience, grow our email list, grow our client base. So James has been a huge help there with the promotion and marketing of the podcast. He's also helped us using those Business by Design systems, helped us build and optimize our website and our sales pages, helping me sell digital copies of my stand-up album, Silly Goose. That generated, when I launched that, an extra $1,000 in just straight up digital revenue. I've got the album on all the streaming sites like Spotify and all those places, but I just copies on my own website. Maybe that ding you just heard was another sale. But also, we've used James's processes through Business by Design to build our email list over 1,000 people, which helps us market the podcast, market our programs, services. He's also helped us hire locally. We've been building a team of session directors here in our studio. We've got a virtual assistant helping with social media, all of our social media posting across, I think, I want to say 11 or 12. 12 platforms, which hiring him to handle our graphic design, our video editing, our content scheduling, that saves me, like, I mean, you guys know this, if you're active on social media, it's hours and hours and hours and hours and hours that you can get sucked into it, 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours a week, which I've been able to offload by following some processes to hire someone and help manage them. And on top of that, maybe the biggest thing is James and his programs and training has really helped me elevate my mindset so that now I operate more as an abundant, thriving digital CEO, artist CEO, comedian CEO, where I can take control of my business, take control of my income, and really create the business and career of my dreams. So that's what it's done to help me. And you pick and choose how his program can help you. It's called Business by Design for a reason. A lot of people offer business training and it's real cookie cutter, or they're teaching you one specific thing. And there's not really one specific thing that applies to everyone across the board. You need to build a business that's specific to you, specific to your lifestyle, specific to your skill set, specific to your audience, and specific to your career as an actor and as a comedian. So one cookie cutter approach isn't going to work, but that's what the brilliant thing about James's programs is that he lays it all out there, but then you can pick and choose, kind of like going to a buffet where it's like, you know what, maybe you don't like ribs and chicken wings. Maybe you want to hit the salad bar, or you're a Jell-O guy and you want to just hammer that Jell-O the whole time you're at the buffet. But everything is there. So the reason that we're talking about this today is James is announcing, or he has announced, we've been announcing it. He does once a year, he does a massive 3-day training called Rise of the Digital CEO, which a lot of people talk about this free training. He does it over the course of 3 days virtually. It's live. We highly suggest you do attend live. But if you can't make the times, as long as you've registered, you'll have access to the replays. I do suggest you attend live. There's just some extra energy and magic of being somewhere live, even though it is virtual. But if you're concerned about your schedule, or if you're on set, or you got shows and you're not going to be able to make it live, no worries. You can still get registered. And those 3 days, a ton of people, myself included, after going through them, have said, James, that free 3-part training program that you just put together, that's worth more than paid programs. A lot of people say that his free training, he could be charging $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 just for that, but he's not. He gives it away for free, but he only does it once a year. So you see this little ticker right here. You can get registered for the Rise of the Digital CEO. We're going to drop the link in the comments here on the live broadcast. But those of you who are listening later, it starts tomorrow, June 1st. But if you are listening and it's after June 1st, as long as you register, you'll still get access to the replays. So if you're listening to this June 2nd, June 3rd, June 4th, he's doing it 3 days, June 1st. And then next Tuesday is June 6th, and then June 8th. So he's going Thursday, June 1st, Tuesday, June 6th, and Thursday, June 8th. Usually goes for about a couple hours online. Each day has a specific focus. So it's very important that you do pick up all three days of the training. Otherwise, the training is going to be incomplete. There's going to be a massive piece missing. But that is free. Go to our link in bio. If you're listening to this on Instagram, you can go to Actors Audition Club, or on Facebook, our link in bio. There's a button, register for Rise of the Digital CEO. And just like spitballing here, if you're a comedian, his programs can help you book tours, can help you book live events, live shows. I can help you optimize your email marketing, help you optimize your social media marketing and messaging. It can help you optimize the actual sales pages on your website that you're using to promote the tickets. And if you're, whether you're a comedian or an actor, if you want to start a side hustle where maybe it's putting together some online coaching, maybe an online course, maybe a digital download, and all these things. The cool thing about them is they're super scalable, and they eventually, once you build them, can be passive. So you can put together, say you're an actor and you're very well trained in some accents, let's say British RP. You can put together a little mini masterclass, you can put together a workshop, you can put together digital download of that workshop. You could do it live and then record it so that you can advertise and promote a live masterclass where you're teaching new students British RP, and then you record it. And then all of a sudden that recording becomes a digital asset that you have that then you can make available for sale on your website or through your social media as well. So there's millions of ways that you can do this, maybe not millions, thousands, hundreds at least. But that's my recommendation to everyone listening is be open-minded. I know a lot of people maybe have shut this down. They're like, if they've heard one of these episodes, they'll be like, oh, he's not talking about auditions. He's not talking about acting. He's not talking about stand-up comedy. This doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm not interested in business. Well, you are in business. You're in business. So if you're an actor, if you're a comedian, if you're an artist, the training that James has, you can pick and choose from his buffet menu of options. You can build your business by design, but he's going to teach you first top level how to look at your business, kind of the macro topics that Rise of the Digital CEO. And then business by design is the actual plug and play playbooks, checklists, processes, the exact things that really, like when I'm about to launch something, when I'm about to build a new workshop, build a new training program, put out a new email blast, build a new web page, I just literally go into Business by Design and follow James's checklist. It's just plug and play. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to make a million mistakes. You don't have to wing it and take years and years and years to figure that out, because James has done that. And a little context on James. He's been in the digital marketing space, I think 16, 17 years. He was a bartender back in college, and one of his first ideas was he wanted to teach bartending and mixology online. So early days in YouTube, he was making videos where he's mixing things. I think he might have even had a course on like flair. So he's tossing like martini glasses up in the air. And he built an online bartending class early YouTube days. Then he transitioned, because YouTube was crushing it for him. He transitioned where he wasn't just teaching bartending. He started a course called, I believe it was called Video ROI, where he was teaching other business owners how to use YouTube to build their audience, to get their products and services in front of more clients and ultimately make more sales. And then as he was doing that for people, he was specifically building YouTube, helping people build their businesses on YouTube. He took another step where he decided that he wanted to teach not just YouTube. He wanted to teach people how to build a business that works for them. And YouTube, for some people, works for them, but YouTube is not the be all and end all. So then he launched Business by Design, and his businesses consistently do 8 figures. So he's in the 10 million plus range now. He holds masterminds where people pay $50,000 a year to attend his mastermind events, other 7-figure and 8-figure businesses. He does one-on-one days where you could hire James for $15,000 and he'll sit down with you in a special VIP business day, and he'll go through your entire business, if it's already a new business, or he'll if it's a business that exists, or he'll help you start and launch your new business. But a lot of people don't have the 15 grand to spend to do that. So that's why once a year only, he does this 3-day event, Rise of the Digital CEO, and you can attend for free. So we got that link there. We dropped it in the comments, Brandon.
Yep.
Sweet. So I think that's most of the recap here that I wanted to go through, but just highly encourage people to have an open mind on this. Some people, again, you might be thinking, oh, the reason I'm an actor and an artist is because I didn't want anything to do with business. And sure, you can build a team, you can have a manager, you can have an agent, and just be like, I'm not going to worry about business. That's my agent, that's my manager, that's my PR person. But ultimately, it's your income, it's your business, it's your career. So if you're going to outsource and offload it all to your managers and to an agent and just say, oh, I'm not into business, at some point that's going to come back to bite you in the ass, because it's your life, it's your business, it's your career, it's your family, it's your lifestyle. So what Rise of the Digital CEO and Business by Design allows you to do is take ownership, take control, take some agency in your own life, your own career. And that might mean making a few extra $100 a month. That might mean a few $1,000s a month, or for some of you who really kick it into high gear, that might mean you're into 4, 5, 6 figures. But the key being business by design. It's something that you can find how this works. So you find one little piece of James training, and all of a sudden you implement into your acting career or into your comedy career, or you start a little side hustle, or you use his training to help grow your own podcast. There's many, many different ways you can do that, but it all starts by being open-minded and attending the training. So hit up that link at the link in bio, or if you're watching live right now, Brandon has dropped it in the comments. And right now we're going to share a little Wedmore wisdom. What did I do with my cards? Brandon, do you want to go first on yours? Oh, there they are.
Sure. You want to go first?
Yeah, I found them. Okay. So we always share these. James sent these out to all the students, just this little card deck. But this is more of the mindset things. The actual online program, Business by Design, contains all the processes and checklists and all the business training. These are just helpful reminders of your mindset. So this one here, where is it? Waiting for, yeah, you see that? Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Worry about why you're worrying about what I'm doing. I love that. And that one's tough in today's society. It's like everyone's on Instagram. You're seeing everyone's best life on Instagram, and you're reacting either positive or negatively to that. We're constantly judging other people. We're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. And what James says is, don't worry about what I'm doing. Worry about why you're worrying about what I'm doing. You don't spend your entire day worrying about what others are doing, right? So what does that say about those who are spending their day worrying about you? And why would you ever let their worrying stop you? So just the idea of like this, this is very tough to do in I think show business, because it can be very personal. It's our faces, it's our voices. When you're on set, or when you're on stage, or when you're doing stand up, it's hard not to think about, oh, what are other people going to say? Obviously, we are performing for an audience, but the sooner you can get to the point where you're just like, you know what, I don't give a fuck about what anyone else thinks about me. I know what I'm doing. I know my vision. I know my plan. I know the life and career I'm creating. I know the performances I'm creating. I know my goals, and just shut out the noise. Kind of the idea of like, put those blinders on, and that it's easier said than done in this day and age. But in an Instagram, TikTok culture where everyone's comparing themselves to others, and every time you're making a post, you're like, are people going to like this? Are they going to share this? Am I going to get negative comments? What if they think about this? And there's a lot of imposter syndrome, especially if any of you are actors and are comedians, and this is resonating with you, and you're like, you know what? I would like to create a little online course, or I would like to start coaching people, or I would like to design my own workshop. There's voices in your own head. There's voices in your family. You might have some friends like, who do you think you are to do this? Or Why do you think you can do this when there's the number one expert in the world that's been doing it for 30 years? Like all those imposter syndromes can creep up. But the more you can get yourself to the point where, you know what, don't worry about what other people are thinking. And if you're one of those people that's constantly flipping through social media, judging the shit out of other people, going, oh, look at that guy, what's he doing? Oh, look at her, who does she think she is? Just take stock of how you're spending your time. You're wasting a lot of your time and energy and life worrying about what other people are doing. So love that one. Brandon's got one too.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. It's be unrealistic.
And it's a picture of a guy in a giant basketball court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's working.
Nice.
He's working.
There
on
it is.
They're working on their dunk.
Be unrealistic. All right.
Yeah.
What does he say there?
I was told my whole life to be realistic, to do what was logical, feasible, and doable. F that. Realistic is safe. It's boring. It's simply a repeat of your past. Realistic leaves no room for magic and the miracles that we all are craving. Entrepreneurship is about seeing the impossible and making it a reality. Great businesses don't get launched from wimpy, realistic dreams, but from the ones that scare the pants right off of us. So be unapologetically unrealistic. Dream bigger, dream harder, and get excited about what you discover about yourself in the unfolding of something outside your reach. Do that every single day until everyone else asks you, what's your secret?
Love it. Love
Right.
it. Yeah. And that, I mean, the great thing is a big chunk of our audience being actors, being comedians, being artists. Hopefully you've already rejected the idea of being realistic. You might still be hearing chatter in your own head or chatter from your family members and friends, or you might still have that dad that's like, well, how long are you giving yourself to make this work? And then like, if this doesn't work by what date, when are you going to get a real job? And hopefully you've rejected that. That's the thing I love about actors, comedians, artists, is they've kind of rejected the typical path of go to school, go to college, university, get an entry-level job, work your way up to management, and then 30 years from that, retire with a pension, and then die 5 years after that. You've chosen a higher path, I think a more fun path, certainly a more challenging path, and something that's hopefully better for your soul than just clocking in and clocking out to a 40 hours. So, but as a reminder, be unrealistic. Like, don't like, if you're an actor and you're like, oh, well, I haven't had lead roles. So one-liner actor roles, little bit parts. I'm just a bit player. I got to work my way up the ranks. Okay. Well, yeah, you can do bit players and you can work your way up the ranks, or you could train like crazy and rehearse like crazy and work. And then next thing you know, you're a lead or you're series regular in something. So it's about being unrealistic, or you're a comedian. Set high goals, start thinking, rather than thinking like, oh, will someone give me a spot on an open mic? Well, fuck it. Maybe I'll book my own cross-country tour, pick up the phone, hop on the email, start booking venues, start booking gigs, reach out there and just make your own shit happen, rather than thinking that I think there's a real trap that everyone gets sucked into of some kind of pecking order based on people around you, friends around you, their resumes, their experience level, how long they've been doing stand-up, how long they've been acting, what roles they've had. And then you start to place yourself in this pecking order, thinking that, oh, well, they've been doing it longer, so they're above me. And it's not that. You're a human being. You're this beam of light in a meat suit here on Earth for this brief period. So you get to do whatever you want with it. You don't need to wait or wait till you earn it. Or I'm not saying don't work. I'm not saying don't train. I'm not saying there's not a certain level of expertise and mastery involved in this, but it's on no one else's timeline but your own. And one of the worst things you can do is hold yourself back. And I've done this lots where I see other people and I'm like, well, they're ahead of me. So, but what the fuck, what do you mean they're ahead of you? Like, that's not, there's no master list of everyone in the world where it's like, okay, here's fucking who would be on the top. Here's Tom Hanks on the top, or here's Bill Burr and Dane Cook. And then there's the list and you have to wait for your turn. And like, as people die, you slowly move up the list. That's not a thing. You just get to create your own life. You get to create your own career. So James's wisdom there, and that card from Brandon, is be unrealistic about it, because the only it's funny. It's not really being unrealistic, because if you believe something and you're committed to it, that will become your reality. Everything that happens in real life started as a thought. Name me something that is a real thing in real life that someone didn't first think, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this. I'm going to create this. I'm going to build this. I'm going to write this. It all starts with thought. So you could have these quote unquote unrealistic thoughts, but they're not unrealistic. If they're yours, the universe is gifted to them. No one else has to believe in you either. That's the other thing to remind you. You do your dreams and the whispers in your head that the universe has given you have nothing to do with anyone else. So you don't need your mom, your spouse, your family, your parents, your friends. You don't need any of their permission, and you don't need their support. You don't. A lot of people think that, oh, well, I'm not getting support. My husband doesn't support me, or my parents they keep bugging me. It wasn't gifted to them. Your dreams are your dreams, so you don't need them to do it. And if you're waiting for them to give you permission, you might wait your whole life. And then what happens? You start resenting your family, you resent your spouse, you resent your friends, because they never backed you the way you needed them to back you, instead of just kind of ignoring whether they back you or not and just being like, I'm going to go do this thing. And what the crazy thing that happens is, when you are out there doing things and making things happen on your own, people will just hop on board. Eventually they will. And if they don't, then don't worry about it. It's not their dream. And a little more Wedmore wisdom here. This one's my favorite. It's one of my favorites. They're so good, but this one's great. There are people less qualified than you doing the things that you want to do simply because they decided to believe in themselves. And so you see here, there's a little weakling, little pipsqueak holding this giant bar. And then there's the muscle man who can barely lift 2-pound weight because he doesn't believe in himself. If you want to quit anything, quit making excuses and quit waiting for the right time. You can set all the intentions that you want, but when it comes down to it, you got to get up and start taking action. And I love this. This is kind of the reciprocal to what we were just talking about, that about the pecking order thing. It's like, there's people who have been doing this for 30 years and aren't anywhere near as far as someone who's just a couple years into it. They've just believed in themselves from the get-go. They worked really hard and they're off to the races. So there's always people that are less qualified, less trained, less intelligent, less good looking, less well off, less resourceful, but they've figured it out. Maybe less resourceful is the one thing that they're not. Maybe they're more resourceful, and that's the reason that they're able to get it done. But there's people out there doing things that you could be doing that are way less qualified than you, but they're doing it because they believe in themselves, and they've just decided to shut out all the noise. They've just decided, you know what, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to go after, and then they're out there getting it, while other people are making excuses or feeling like, when I get this, then I'll be there, rather than just realizing, okay, you got everything. The universe and the world and nature has gifted everything that you have. You've got everything you need inside you. Everything is learnable. Yeah, you might need to pick up some more skills. You might need to pick up some more mastery, but that knowledge and mastery is available to you out there. So love those. James Wedmore wisdom. So that's a little taste of James's coaching, and he gets really, the thing I love about him is he's a great example of someone who really mixes the yin and yang, or the masculine and feminine of business. So he's He's into the mindset. He's into the abundance. He's into the what some people might call woo-woo, which is not really woo-woo. It's actually the laws of nature and the laws of physics. We just don't see all of that stuff in our day-to-day life. But and then he's a great mix of the what you call the masculine of the strategy and the tactical and the numbers, and this is the checklist, this is what you do, but mixed perfectly with the what you'd say, again, the more classically called the feminine side, more intuition, more abundance, more listening to yourself, more meditation, more trusting in the universe and believing in yourself and all that kind of stuff. And as a coach and mentor, he really blends both of those. So if you're a tactical person and you're like, James, just tell me what to do, you'll get that. If you're a little more intuitive and your abundance mindset, or you're into meditation, or you're into crystals, and you're into affirmations and all that kind of stuff, then you're going to love that too. And there's not many people like James out there. I've seen a lot of trainers where they're one or the other. They're totally airy-fairy. They're totally woo-woo. They're totally out there. And you're like, oh, this person, come back from the clouds and tell me something about reality. And then the flip side to that is other people where it's just strategy, tactics, but none of the mindset and none of the other things. And if there's one that's more important, it's probably the mindset. Mindset has to happen first. James could deliver the exact like menu, and it was like literally just do this and you'll build a business and be successful. But if your mindset's all fucked up and you've got negative mindset blocks or imposter syndrome, and you're thinking that you're not worthy, you're thinking that someone else is going to make fun of you, or what will they all say, then the perfect business solution, if it did exist, is not going to help you anyways, because most of your issues are happening up between your own skull. So great. So let's share that. Let's pop that link in the comments again. Again, if you're listening right now, hopefully you're listening in time for the June 1st kickoff. But if this is after June 1st, no worries. If it's between June 1st and June 8th, you can still access all the replays. Highly suggest that you join us live for the 3-part training experience, Rise of the Digital CEO. Whether you're an actor, comedian, any kind of artist, or I know there's a few people who just follow me because they knew me when I was younger, or you're from my hometown. If you're looking to start a business, or you currently have a business, then this would be an amazing training for you. And even if the only thing you take away from it is some of the mindset lessons from James, I think you'll have a great time. So register for those at our link in bio on Instagram, or those of you who are watching the live broadcast, it is now in the comments on Facebook and on YouTube, and we'll see you there. Great. So what else do we want to promote? We got Comedy Alley shows this weekend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Let me pop this up here. So this Friday here at Laughing Vikings Comedy Alley, we got a great show. I'll be there hosting, and we've got Cliff Knight. You might have seen him at Heat Wave Comedy. We've got Ernie Vicente. He's a regular here. You've seen him on Just for Laughs 42 or Just for Laughs Toronto, CBC, Sirius XM. And we've got Nitish Sakuja, who has been to Just for Laughs, recently came back from Winnipeg Comedy Festival. You've heard him on Sirius XM, and he's a regular here at Actors Audition Club. So grab tickets for Friday night. If you go to Laughing Vikings, we got Laughing Likings right there. My bad. Laughing Likings. I like that too. Laughing Likings. Love those Vikings. Go to laughingvikings.com/comedy alley. Reserve those tickets. Tickets go fast. We've only got about 24 seats here. But if you grab those tickets now, you can see Cliff Knight, Ernie Vicente, and Nitish Sakuja. Every week on Friday and Saturday, you're getting 3 pro headliners for the price of one. And you'll normally see those people do sets around the 20 to 25 minutes. So you get a good chunk of each of those people. Great shows. And on Saturday, June 3rd, we got another fantastic show. You can see AJ Bate He's appeared at the Toronto Fringe Festival. You can see Amy Bug, who's performed at Just for Laughs Toronto and recently at the Winnipeg Comedy Festival, and also Habib Siam, who has performed at the Toronto Fringe and at the world famous Nubian show down at Yuck Yucks that Kenny Robinson runs. Again, reserve tickets for that. Go to laughingvikings.com/comedy alley, and you can see 3 pro headliners for the price of 1 on Saturday. So a lot happening here in Comedy Alley. Join an unforgettable night of fun with your friends in our intimate outdoor venue. Right out that door, it's magic. And if you came last summer, we've got a few little upgrades and updates and starting to look even fancier and even more fun in that alley. So join us at laughingvikings.com/comedy alley. Get those tickets. Tickets are $25 in advance or $30 at the door. But you know what I'm going to do? We're going to do 2 things right now. We're going to give you a promo code. I'm going to let you use promo code. I'm going to type it in here. Because we just opened last week, we're going to extend it. Use promo code OPEN for $5 off Comedy Alley. And you get those tickets at laughingvikings.com, not Laughing Likings, laughingvikings.com/comedy alley. And we will share that. So when you book, use promo code OPEN. That'll save $5. And what we'll do is we'll give away a pair of tickets. The first person on this Facebook feed or the YouTube feed to share, what do I want you to share? Share your favorite comedian or your favorite comedy show that you've ever been to, and we'll send you a link to 2 free tickets. So we're going to give away free tickets to Comedy Alley this weekend. Everyone can use that promo code to get $5 off. But someone who replies will monitor the social media channels after we end the broadcast today. But just tag us in it and let me know who your favorite comedian is. If it's one of ours, fantastic. If it's someone else, great too. And maybe we'll book them for Comedy Alley next time. But we'll send you a pair of free tickets to Comedy Alley. And we've always got prizes, and we give away tickets at the shows too. So we got a great night. Join us at Comedy Alley.
Shaboom.
Shaboom. Yes. All right. And I think that's probably that. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's about that time. So
It is.
I'm actually off to a show right now. I don't think we have a link to it because maybe it's too late to get tickets, but I'm doing a show at the Winona Vineyards, beautiful vineyards in Stony Creek, just outside of Hamilton. It's called Deadly 80s Prom. It's an 80s themed dinner theater show. It's a fundraiser for the Kidney Foundation. Maybe we have the link here somewhere. Let me find that link, because anyone who lives in the Hamilton region can still maybe grab tickets. Let me find that right now.
And all proceeds are going to help the Kidney Foundation?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what it's for. I mean, I don't. And then when you say all proceeds, I mean, I am getting paid. The actors are getting paid. The production's getting paid. But I think everything on top of that. Here it is. Let me drop that link. I wish I could show that. Can I share my screen?
Sure.
How do I do that here? 1 second.
Go to present.
Present. Share screen.
Oh.
And you see that?
Yep.
All right. So there it is. We'll drop the link. The 80s Prom. As you can see, I'm playing.
Zoom in a little bit.
Oh yeah. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's good. That's it.
Okay. Shout out to Tony Babcock, who a lot of people know in the Toronto acting scene here. We got Michelle here. We got Nick. And we got Teresa. So it's an 80s prom themed. They've dressed up the venue like an 80s prom. I think people are showing up in their 80s attire. I'm playing BJ the Rebel, as you can see by my leather jacket. And apparently I'm a master of the Rubik's Cube. So you can still grab tickets. That show, it starts at, I think doors open tonight at 6, and the show starts at 7. I'll drop the link in here. Anyone watching, listening right now on May 31st can still grab that. And let me just put that in here. Prom. Whoops. Tickets to Deadly 80s Prom. So anyone in the Hamilton area, Hamilton and surrounding area, there's a link. We just dropped it in there. You can come join us at prom. Tonight's the night. Tonight is the night. Yeah. And word on the street is somebody spiked the punch.
Ooh.
Yes. Someone dies. Yeah.
At Deadly 80s Prom? Really?
A deadly 80s prom. Yes. So I got to hit the road, but thank you so much for everyone for tuning in today. Again, highly recommend that you attend or register for the digital Rise of the Digital CEO training with James tomorrow. And if by chance you can't make the live trainings, as long as you register, you'll get access to the links to the replays. So you can catch up at your own leisure. I know we've all got crazy schedules, so register for it so you'll have access to it. Also, grab those tickets to Comedy Alley this weekend. Use promo code OPEN for $5 off. And if you let us know in the comments who your favorite comedian is, the first person to do that will send you a pair of free tickets to Comedy Alley. All righty. I think that's that.
All right. Have a great week, everybody.
Have a great week. Remember, be unrealistic. Don't worry about what anyone else is worrying about. Just worry about you and your own goals and your own dreams. And remember that someone way less qualified than you is living their dreams, not because they're better than you, but because they decided to believe in themselves. So go out there, believe in yourselves, believe in your dreams, and make it happen.
Let's do it.
Sha-la-la-la. Episode 142 in the can. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.